got me pinned down and started pounding on my body. It was you could feel the anger and the intent to try to hurt me.
If a white boy call you a nigga, he must wear ass whooping.
Let him go. You're talking about that. You are so Stop. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go, dude. Let him go.
They're dragging me towards a tree.
They got standards for black men, but they don't have none. None of that astronomical, super duper expectations, crazy stuff. They don't have that for Zaddy. They have it for you.
Real rock from the rock, an unusual musical happening in a most unusual place.
Yeah.
The state prison.
Yeah.
If a white boy call you a nigga, he must wear ass whooping.
Big fact. Yeah.
I'm serious, man. I hate that you brought me to that, man.
Yeah.
I hate you. We should just had you know what I mean? We should just talked about rapping and shit. But man, bruh, like, leave us alone, man.
Yeah.
You have done your damage.
Right. Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Old black people, bruh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
You gonna keep poking that bear?
Right.
You just gonna keep poking him.
Yeah.
And then you gonna wake him up.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be ready for what that's gonna, and that's you're not ready for what that's gonna bring to the table.
Come on.
Because you gotta take in consideration that, oh man, we ain't gonna do it, you just gonna drop bombs on y'all. No, you got black people in the army too.
Yep.
There are black people in the military. You got black people in law enforcement.
Right.
We ain't just in gangs or just in it's black people everywhere, and if you continuously push that button and make all of these black people turn against you, then you're not gonna be able to stay here in this world.
Right.
Let's think about it, y'all.
Yeah, no.
And for real, let's think about it.
Yeah.
If the world is 93% non-white,
Yeah.
huh?
No. Yeah.
Hey,
Teach.
if the world is 93% non-white, then why does white folk continuously make fucking enemies, man?
Yeah.
Why do you want to continue to make enemies, bro? And then the coldest part about that is when you make the enemy, you let the enemy live around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You let them live amongst you.
Big Bad's Life with another informative video, man. Far too often, man, we're dealing with a lot when it comes to injustices inside of this place that we call America. I run through a lot of videos where there's a lot of teens, a lot of young brothers that are really going through it, man. And it's going to take us to kind of step in and start making those sacrifices so that our younger generation, our younger brothers will understand how to combat this. I mean, hey, man, you could talk about it, you could pray about it, or you could be about it. And praying about it is the weakest of the three. These are certain things that we're taught. So, I'm seeing far too often they're willing to put their hands on our young children. They're willing to put their hands on our young men and women. And they're getting treated to the harshest of penalties. It's not just so much that we're dealing with people who want to unalive us and people who have a reckless mouth that want to call us the N-word, but we're dealing with people who are trying to incite a certain type of rage in us so that they can jump it off. That's the only thing that I can see, and that's the only thing that I understand. Certain people, that's all they understand is violence. They don't understand peace because they don't know what peace is. They don't understand prayer because they don't have a soul. They don't understand trying to come together and they don't understand that. All they understand is violence. Study history and you'll see what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be someone that's, he a conspiracy theorist or he just a race beta, he whatever you think it is. Check this out.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Last Thursday, there was an 11-year-old boy who was arrested by the police He was treated pretty harshly, and his mom protested and live streamed it right here in Akron. But I just wanted to say about that 11-year-old boy that got arrested. The day before he got arrested, his brother was shot by a white citizen.
Why is my 11-year-old in the cop car? Explain that to you in a minute. Why is my 11-year-old in the cop car and this white man just shot my 14-year-old son in the chest? This white man just shot my 14-year-old son in the chest.
When the boy went to confront the man who shot his brother, he got arrested.
He is 11. Why are you putting my 11-year-old in handcuffs?
Trying to fight right in front of us.
And that white citizen is still free. So my question to you is, what do you expect from us as a people? And where is the justice?
He is 11. Why are you putting my 11-year-old in handcuffs?
Trying to fight right in front of us.
He is 11 years old. He shot him. What do you mean? What do you mean?
New cell phone video captured by classmates of the moment 16-year-old Maurice Williams was arrested at Fairfield High School nearly 2 weeks ago. The body camera footage released by police sparked protests and now a legal claim, the first step before a lawsuit against the city.
It affected me in my everyday life. Like, everything is different now. Like, I can't go outside without worrying about being seen or recognized or being harassed by the police.
I'm in disbelief. My child had to endure something so horrific at such a young age.
Attorneys say the police chief has indicated criminal charges against Williams have not been ruled out, adding the teen has no prior history. Now they're calling for Officer Bianca Camacho to be the one prosecuted and at the very least fired from the force.
This is clearly excessive force, no question about it. These are civil rights violations, and they're going to be dealt with accordingly.
The claim filed alleges officers threw Williams to the ground and punched him multiple times before restraining him. It further alleges he was not armed or resisting and has since suffered injuries, including a concussion and emotional distress. The family's legal team says the case also raises broader questions about long-term changes needed with policing. Burris referencing the late Rodney King.
One of the things that we dealt with in the Rodney King case that he had a hard time coming to grips with in his life, and he ultimately cut short his life. He couldn't get over the images he could see everybody talked about all the time.
Williams says he's now afraid to go outside, won't even drive, and has even considered cutting off his dreadlocks.
I stand here not only for me and my family, but for every mother who had to endure this pain. My child now has to live with this trauma, and I stand firmly beside him while pleading with this city. Protect my child and protect the children that come after him.
In Fairfield, Francis Wang, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
What would you do, man, if that was your 11-year-old and you see a woman, a Hispanic woman, over there trying to beat the Mario coins out of his head? What would you do? Would you stand there as a father and just watch? Would you record and just, I mean, you have to ask yourself these questions because it may come knocking at your doorstep. But these are the things that we're dealing with when we're talking about our children. So what really pisses me off is when I hear someone commenting, clearly you see as a black kid, but at the end of your video, you fix your raggedy mouth to say black and brown. Ain't no black and brown. Let me give y'all this here little tidbit too. And this is why I'm so gung-ho when it comes to, black and brown, this black and we're together. No, we're not together. I did 20-something years locked up, and I don't recall one time where there was a black death, a black casualty, injustice, where Mexican guys, or white guys, for that matter, were involved with us when it came to making certain decisions, when it came to really putting in that work behind the scenes. They had a way of taking care of their business, and we had a way of taking care of ours. And that's the truth. So we yelling about Carmelo. It's the brothers that look like me that's going to take care of Carmelo on the inside. It's the brothers that going to watch out for him on the inside. It's not though black and brown. So every time I see an injustice, they try to infuse the two together. oh, black and brown, the black and brown injustice. No, 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 no. Let them handle their injustices, whatever that may be, because I don't see no one running to our defense. Any two ways, this is Big Bass Life with another informative video, man. You know, like, comment, subscribe, man. If you're feeling froggy, man, hit the cash app. Hit the cash app. Any two ways, until next time. All right.
Black man said he was attacked by a group of white men pinned against a tree and heard someone call for a noose. But believe it or not, that is not the most shocking part of this story. Because after the video of the confrontation went viral and 2 white men were charged, prosecutors made a decision that stunned Vox Rush Booker. They charged him too. On July 4th, 2020, there's something going on with these July 4ths. Booker and a friend were near Lake Monroe, Indiana, when a dispute over property escalated. Booker said several white men surrounded him, struck him, pulled his hair, used racial slurs, pinned him against a tree, and someone called for a noose. Video captured portions of this confrontation, and white bystanders eventually intervened and helped free Vox Rush Booker. Police responded, but nobody was immediately arrested. 10 days later, prosecutors charged Sean Purdy and Jerry Cox. Purdy faced felony criminal confinement, battery resulting in moderate bodily injury, and intimidation. Cox faced charges connected to the confrontation. But in 2021, a year later, prosecutors charged Vox Rush Booker a whole year later with felony battery and misdemeanor criminal trespass. He pleaded not guilty. Eventually, all 3 men entered a restorative justice process instead of going to trial. In May of 2022, the charges against all 3 were dismissed. There was no trial. There was no criminal convictions. So when you bring this thing current to 2026, I have found no credible new development changing that outcome. So a black man says he was pinned up against a tree. He heard someone call for a noose. 2 white men were charged, and then he himself was charged a year later. And what happened at the very end of this? Nobody was convicted.
You happy with your 5 years? Let him go. You're talking about that. Stop. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go, then. Let him go.
They're dragging me towards a tree.